So I wanted to start up a new series called Afterthoughts, where I give you my genuine thoughts on games that I've recently completed, and I want to talk to you about the characters, the stories, the gameplay, stuff that I thought about it like throughout my time playing. So as you can tell by the title of the video, we're going to be talking about Infamous Second Son, which I found to be a huge disappointment to me. Like, oh my goodness. So I'm going to start off with the story. The story, it sounds like it was ripped from. It sounds like it was ripped directly from an X-Men comic book, or just X-Men in general, basically. Because in X-Men, people are just normal human beings have like this whole prejudice against those who have powers, and some cities in the X-Men universe have even gone as far to like arrest, detain, or even go as far as killing anyone that was deemed a mutant. And this is like no different. So it just so we're off to a bad start. And oh man, Delsin Rowe, the main character of this game, he's likable and at the same time he's unlikable. Like oh my god. And he's also just this cliche character. He's this rebellious little teenage kid who discovers he can, who accidentally gets powers. So instead of being freaked out like Cole McGrath in the first two Infamous games, instead of like questioning everything like Cole McGrath did in the first two Infamous games, he just thinks it's a whole party. But he's still young. He's still young, so maybe because there are young people that will think that they're immortal or something. No, I can't even I can't excuse that, because I'm 17 years old. If I got powers like that, I would actually be freaked out. Not only that, but I would be questioning whether I should whether or not I should leave town or something, or like just do something good with my powers. But if I discovered I had powers like that, I would not react the same way Delsin did. Like just Now the gameplay. Oh man. I have a lot to say about the gameplay. But first, actually, hold on. I'm getting way ahead of myself. I want to talk about the characters. First up is Reggie. He's probably the only character in the main cast of the game that's received very good character development. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention this, but I'm going to be sorry about that. I'm going to be discussing spoilers for the entirety of the game, including the first two Infamous titles. So yeah, if you haven't completed any of those games, it's recommended that you go out and play them. You can actually find these two games like very cheap at GameStop. So anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the characters. Reggie. So Reggie is Delsin Rowe's brother, and he just so happens to be a police officer. So after Reggie goes and tries to take in Delsin for the billionth time, because from the way they were talking to each other, it sounds like Reggie does this on the daily or something. It sounds like he's picking him up to the police station every 10 seconds or so. So yeah. Anyways, what happened is that this whole crazy thing goes down. This prison bus. Why am I getting off topic here? I'm talking about Reggie. So anyways, after Reggie discovers Delsin has powers, then he's freaked out. Reggie, he still has this prejudice against conduits, which are now dubbed bioterrorists. And to be honest, I can't tell if this is connected to Infamous 2 or not, because at the end, at the good ending of Infamous 2, which is considered canon by the development team, Cole dies. So after that, the whole world is cured of the plague because Cole sacrificed himself, and he used the RFI device in order to do that and defeat the Beast. So whether or not it's connected to the other Infamous games is unknown, but still, it's unknown to me because I forgot to do further research, like the idiot I am. So Reggie is just freaked out right now. He doesn't know what to do with Delsin now that he has smoke coming out of his hand. Anyways, later on when they get to Seattle, Reggie is even though he has some sort of prejudice against conduits, he does utilize Delsin in order to complete certain operations, such as like going and rescuing people, going and finding stuff. Pretty, the typical police work, or in their case, whatever you want to call it. So Reggie, he was actually good, developed. He was actually a very well-developed character, and he was pretty likable, especially when Delsin and when he and Delsin got into fights, or when they were like just joking with each other. He has his sense of humor, and he does serve as some sort of comic relief. So I can give him some pretty good applause for that. Now let's move on to the other characters. These next two characters I'm going to talk about, my God, I wanted to see them develop more and more as characters. So who should I start with first? I'm just going to start with Fetch, because I have a lot to say about Eugene next. Now, Fetch, she is a former drug addict. What happened was that I think she killed someone she knew. I forgot if it was I think it was her brother, yeah. I think she killed her brother or whatever relative after they got into a fight because they were drug addicts, and both of them were actually accusing each other of like stealing from each other's stash, and out of paranoia they get into a fight. Then Fetch goes and pulls the trigger. Then sometime later Fetch discovers she has powers, and yeah. Now with the missions with Fetch, you actually get to see like how much she despises drugs. Like, she hates drugs with a passion. So she goes and oh man, today's not my day. Goodness. Anyways, so she has you go and destroy crates of drugs by this Russian gang called the Occurrence, which I have a few words to say about them. The Occurrence, you almost never fight them after your missions with Fetch. Because after you fight the Occurrence in those few missions with Fetch, everyone forgets they existed. I don't know how, but everyone just forgets that the Occurrence ever existed. And I don't know how, because I really thought, I was really expecting to like have some whole gang standoff or something, or having like the gang leader or whatever turn out to be a conduit, because that would have been cool. The Occurrence had so much potential. It's just that the developers or writers never seized that opportunity to, I don't know, make the Occurrence more like, to do something with the Occurrence. I don't know, but I would love to see like some kind of like leaders or huge players of the, I mean, not huge players, but just like the main, I don't know, just like the higher ups of the Occurrence turn out to be conduits, and then they're like taking advantage of the whole gang and stuff, and then it would actually be pretty cool if they started giving the Occurrence some powers through their own will, but I don't know. Alright, so next up is Eugene. Oh lordy. Oh man, I have a lot to say about Eugene. Okay, so you first meet Eugene after he somehow gets your cell phone number, and then he leads you to go find some secret or something. I forgot. I completed the game. It's just that I haven't had I just haven't had the courage to replay through it for the bad karma. But I did actually go and capture footage for this video, as you're about to see later on as you watch. So, anyways, Eugene, he contacts you, and he contacts you through your cell phone without you ever knowing. So then, after a few conversations, then you go. Well, actually, after a few missions, you go to this, I don't know, to this computer room. It has like computers scattered all over the place. It is just like wires are scattered about. There's these arcade machines that are like messed up. Oh god. So then you go and enter this virtual world, which I don't even know how that was possible, but we're going with infamous logic, okay? We're going with infamous logic. Okay, if a guy can shoot lightning out of his hands or smoke out of his fingers, whatever, then yes, you get to go in a video world. So anyways, you go into this video world, and then you fight this huge entity, and then it turns out after you finish the boss fight, it turns out to be Eugene. And when Delsin does this kind of power, he like looks into their past. As a matter of fact, you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of, hold on, let me get the game. I can't get it right now because it's like stuck right under there. But that power reminds me of this one ability from Prototype 2. James Heller, he has the ability to go and like consume people, and when he consumes someone, then he can like read into their past thoughts. So, anyways, I forgot to mention that when I started talking about the characters. Anyways, after so he reads into his mind and sees that Eugene was this nerd in school, and the boys made he was bullied a lot, and then I really don't remember. I really don't have a good memory. I should have, like I said, I should have done further research. That was probably a bad idea trying to pull that game out because look at this. Um, all right. Anyways, he was bullied a lot, and eventually one thing led to another, and he managed to get powers. And so he has the ability to summon angels from one of his favorite video games. Actually, he has the ability to summon demons from one of his favorite video games, which is pretty awesome power. And so once you get that, once you get that power, you can summon demons at your own will to fight against other enemies. And one of my favorite abilities is like hitting the R1 button, where it like paints the target onto it paints this little dot onto a specific target. So then these swords, they go in and they just launch right at the target that you painted over, and then all hell breaks loose. Now Eugene, he's like this guy that he's sort of an introvert because of all the bullying he received. He doesn't like going outside, and he does have bad social skills. And so Delson promises to teach him how to go and approach girls, how to talk to them, stuff like that. And I'm like, you know what? And I was thinking to myself when Delson said that, you know what? This could actually be some good character development. So I waited and waited and waited. Still no character development because I was hoping there would be like this little main quest not main quest. There would be like a main story mission where you'd go and help Eugene talk to girls, you know. Maybe like I was thinking he was gonna do that. I was thinking he was probably gonna have you do a few jobs before he ever had you go and do that, but nope. So Sucker Punch lost all that potential to make a pretty good character. The same happened for Fetch, and let me tell you that Infamous First Light, which is like this DLC to Infamous Second Son, that's not even going to save Fetch at all. And I actually played that on my stepbrother's PlayStation 4 a while back, like I forgot how long ago it was. But anyways, First Light, that ain't saving Fetch, okay? I don't care what anyone says. So anyways, Eugene, oh my god. Now here's what sucks about these two characters. Later on, these two characters cease to exist until the end of the game. Like, why? Why do they, like, nobody even knows about their existence. Like, they just faded out. Like, they probably, like, to everyone else in the main cast, they probably don't even exist on this plane of existence, this pantheon, this whatever terms you want to call it, this dimension, whatever. So yeah, nobody even addresses the fact that they haven't spoken or uttered a single word for hours of my playtime, and this has bothered me a lot. Because even I knew that they weren't that stupid enough to get captured. Because, oh my god, oh man. Now, what you've all been waiting for. Actually, no, I still have some more words. Another thing I want to talk about is the karma system. Let me tell you, the karma system in both Infamous games was really, really good. And, oh my god. Okay, so Infamous 1 and 2, these games had some very good karma moments. Like, for example, in the first Infamous game, the first karma moment you have is choosing whether or not you want the citizens that are gathering at food to starve by shooting lightning at them and then stealing the food for yourself. So it's either let them starve by stealing the food, or just let them go and take some of the food, because Empire City is like a real piece of crap, and the whole place is on lockdown, and they need food supplies from the government. So that was a really cool moment, and I like that. It really tests the player's judgment. Are you going to be a person that does things for his or her own gain, or are you going to like let others just be happy or live a normal life, you know? So, anyways, now another I actually haven't played Infamous 2 in like God knows how long. I think in over 2 years. But this game had pivotal karma moments. As a matter of fact, I want to go back to Infamous 1 for one moment. In Infamous 1, there was a karma moment where you chose to activate the Ray Sphere again or destroy it. And if you activated the Ray Sphere, which gives you bad karma, your karma is permanently stuck in the Infamous category, no matter what you can do. Like, no matter what you do. Like, as a matter of fact, it'll even lock off all karma options after that point, because you chose to do the bad karma option. So that means you're stuck in Infamous forever. Like, God, man. And as a matter of fact, it changes Cole's look drastically. I mean, like, he looks like Simon Belmont, and no, he looks like Simon Belmont, just like, I don't know, just went and slayed a whole thing of, I don't know, he just like has veins growing all over the place. Like, oh God, man. That's how disgusting he looks. And to be honest, it's sort of understandable why, because you activated you activated a bomb that levels an entire city again in the middle of the city. Like, it ripples 6 square blocks. So it should be a no-brainer as to why you're permanently stuck in Infamous status. Now, Infamous 2, one thing I liked about its karma system was that on the final decision, you could either choose. So, alright. So say you maxed out your entire karma, like whether it be good karma or bad karma. Now, when you get to the final decision, you get left with 2 choices. Choice number 1, you get to save humanity by using the RFI. Choice number 2, you would get to betray humanity and just, you activate all these conduits, Now, here's the thing. If you chose either option, if you were on like the opposite karma, like say you're good karma, but for some odd reason you want to go for the bad karma option in the final decision. Say you want to do that. What the game does is that it changes your karmic rank completely, and it does not lock you off from any of the other karma options at all. So Infamous Second Son has like very few. As a matter of fact, the karma options in this game are rare, okay? I'm talking like they're rare as a rare shiny or something in Pokemon. Just, man. As a matter of fact, here's one crazy part. When you get to the final mission, you get to either expose the main villain, which, oh yeah, her name is Augustine, by the way. I forgot to talk about her. Anyways, you're left with 2 options. For the good karma option, you get to expose Augustine for who she is, and that means she gets kept alive, and then she rots in mediocrity for the rest of her life. Now, the bad karma option is you get to go and kill Augustine out of revenge for killing Reggie, which I forgot to mention Reggie's death. Now that we're talking about karma, but still. Anyways, here's the crazy part. Infamous 2 would change your karmic rank completely if you chose the opposite option. This game now takes that and just does nothing with it. So in order to kill Augustine while you're on good karma, you have to go and kill a whole bunch of civilians just to go and do that option. And if you're on bad karma and you want to expose Augustine, then you have to go and do a whole bunch of good missions and heal lots of people in the street blocks. As a matter of fact, here's the thing about karma in this game. I mean, in Infamous Second Son. Okay, so alright. So, anyways, Reggie, during his death scene, he tells Delsin that he is a good person and he's a hero. despite the fact that he's been doing stuff like this. Or this. Or even this. Yes, the very brother that the very brother that has a bias against people with, with powers of conduits, says you're a hero, despite the fact that you went around and like just fired electric grenades into a whole crowd of people. You know, used a neon sword on someone. So yeah, I have to say that's a pretty loyal brother if you ask me. But still, man, that's. Meanwhile, in Infamous 1, you have your girlfriend Trish, who will either praise or just say mean stuff to you if you depending on which karma you have. If you have good karma, she'll praise your actions. If you have bad karma, she'll say you're a piece of crap, and then she dies. Well, she dies in both scenarios, but still. So I really like that. It gives because like I said, the first two Infamous games, they have an air of replayability. I cannot tell you how many times I've played and beaten Infamous 2 because this game is awesome. Like, oh my god, like there are so many options to explore. Now, another point I want to get onto is the powers. Oh my god, man, the powers. Let me tell you, it goes without saying that the powers just feel like they are carbon copies of each other because all powers just take a look at these clips I compiled together. It's very important to keep in mind that those were just the dashing powers, where it helps you get from one area to another. But still, they do the same thing, and there's nothing to be improved upon with the dashing power. I mean, like, you could give a little extra spice to it. Like, say you're dashing toward an enemy, as you're dashing toward the enemy, there's going to be a button prompt above them. Then, if you push it on time, you get to do a little takedown on them, and that'd be really cool. Like, it could be dependent upon which power it is, but they really needed to improve upon the powers because after playing just a few minutes ago for the sake of recording, I actually went and tested out most of the powers and found out that they were just carbon copies of each other. Like, yeah, they had nice visual effects. I mean, like, especially the neon and video powers. Those were awesome. I'd like to see more of those expanded upon. But still, they all feel the same. And the only thing different that they do is just produce different visual effects, which to me just kind of kills the experience for me. Sure, you didn't get crazy powers like in you didn't get crazy powers in Infamous 2, but still, you had awesome powers. Speaking of powers, here's another thing I want to talk about. So, in the first two Infamous games, you had an option to expand your inventory even further by choosing between either ice or fire powers, which is pretty neat. As a matter of fact, the developers even advertised it on the back of the box for Infamous 2. So when I heard about that, I was pretty psyched for it because Well, I mean, like, who wouldn't want to mix electricity with fire and ice? Because that'd be a pretty cool power. Um, Now, what the main point I'm getting onto is how you recharge your abilities. Because in Infamous Second Son, my God, man, it really is stressful trying to charge up your energy gauge. Because Infamous 1 and 2, you had the ability to go around and suck electricity from any electricity source. Second Son, you had. Oh no! I made a mistake. The way you recharge your powers is fine. What I meant to say was that the way in which you. Oh my God, I lost it too. I lost it. What was it? Oh yeah, the way in which you switch your powers is pretty stupid. I have to walk. I have to walk 15,000 blocks away just to acquire my smoke ability. Just why? Like, come on! I'd rather have the menu option to like switch it out because that'd be pretty better. I don't know why. I don't know what they thought it like. Come on, man. What if I need that power in that immediate scenario, like say during a mission? I do not want to have to walk 15 miles out of the range of the mission just to get that one power that I found especially useful. Because the melee attacks for Neon are pretty fast paced. So seeing as I have to go out in the middle of the city, drain from a neon sign or a neon car, whatever, and then rush back to the mission it just feels pretty stupid. Okay. Now the length of the game is what kills it for me. This game, I had so much expectations for it because my brother and I, we love the Infamous games. We actually became fans of the game back when. Funny enough. All right. I'm gonna go off on this one tangent. Okay. So after PlayStation Network got its servers hacked. Well, after PlayStation Network got back online during the 2011 takedown where someone hacked it, they were offering two free games. So the two free games my brother and I got off of PlayStation Store, those two games were Infamous 1 and Dead Nation, which is a really awesome top-down shooter. You've got to try it out. It's still on the PlayStation, or I think it's still on the PlayStation Store. Yeah, it is. But dude, go and download Dead Nation. It's an awesome top-down zombie shooter. So, anyways, I actually played demos of this game prior to the hack, and well, not hack. I'd say it's a DDoS or something. For one little misconception people make is that DDoSing is hacking. But still, after the DDoS, we waited and wait. Actually, I was the one that introduced him to the game in the first place. Now that I think about it, because my first downloads were because the first time I ever downloaded the full game of Infamous 1 was back when was back was back before he came over to my house for summer vacation. But anyways, I'm getting way too off topic. I actually forgot what I was talking. I mean, what else I was going to talk about. But still, we love these games to death. I still have some love in my heart for Infamous Second Son. It has potential, but it's just that the developers aren't using that potential. It has potential to become a good game, and if Sucker Punch was given more time, and if Infamous Second Son weren't a launch title, then I guarantee you that it could be as good as both Infamous 1 and Infamous 2 combined. So let me know, guys, what you think of this little review. What do you think about the game? What could you tell me about the game that you love or didn't love? Let me know. So I'll be seeing you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this one. See you later.